Hi, I'm Willie. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, I want to do one more of these videos before we get back into our switch configuration videos and our video series that's coming. And I've heard other people say, well, you're doing voice, you don't need a VLAN, or you don't need VLANs. And I've seen some real large subnets. And what we're going to talk about in this video, I got more notes, but I wanted to talk about this before we get too far, into our video series. What are VLANs and why do we use VLANs, right? So I've got my notes. I got quite a few notes that I wrote down about this one. So a VLAN is a virtual local area network and is a way to segment physical networks into multiple networks, right? So, and those devices may be common devices, or they may have a common, something in common like a department, or for us, a lot of it's voice or management devices, things like that, right? So VLANs are going to help us segment the network for different reasons. VLANs will improve network performance. It will help us with network security and also help us with network management. In a traditional local area network or LAN, all of your devices are on a single segment, which creates a huge broadcast domain. So by also dividing that up into like devices or devices in a department, we make those broadcast domains smaller. So that will actually help your network perform better. So VLANs, also take care of, like I said, security and management. And it does this by grouping these things, making smaller networks, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So advantages of VLANs: improve performance. By segregating traffic into different VLANs, it reduces that broadcast traffic that we talked about and reduces the overall amount of traffic for a network. So it helps us avoid network congestion. Different VLANs, such as a voice network, can be given higher priority, right? So latency sensitive applications that are in those VLANs can be given higher priority, voice, video, things like that. You could also go the other way and slow other things down. So if you had public Wi-Fi, you could slow it down. All right, enhanced security. So VLANs allow logical segmentation of the network, making it harder to access resources that people don't have any business accessing. And how do we do that? What we can do is we can implement security policies like access control lists or firewall rules to limit that inter VLAN or VLAN to VLAN communication. On top of this, we get simplified management because VLANs, once again, can be used to group like devices based on function, location, department, owner, etc. And then we can apply configurations to those specific VLANs instead of the entire network. So we can really start getting granular with how we treat devices and VLANs in our design. It allows a degree of flexibility because once we have this, we can move devices between networks. Because maybe we're managing an enterprise network where somebody moves from department A to department B. Well, now we can move the VLAN on that person on their workstation or where they're sitting. They may not even have to move. We just flip the switch, pull the lever in the background, and now they're on a new VLAN, right? And now they have access to new resources that they never had before. So we don't have to physically move things around anymore with VLANs. And then cost savings. So VLANs reduce the amount of hardware needed to run all of these networks. So back in the day, if you had phones and you didn't have a converged network, right? That's what this is called when our voice and our video and all these things come together over the same wire. If you didn't have a converged network with VLANs, I would have to have a separate drop for this phone and for the computer. And then if I needed to treat these networks and these devices differently based on quality or priority, I had to have multiple switches, maybe multiple routers. I had to do all kinds of things, right? But now one switch, one router, as long as we have the right equipment, can handle all of that, because my PC can plug in to the back of my phone, and based on the VLAN that is configured for the PC plugged in here versus what's plugged in, configured for the phone, I can now treat that traffic differently, even though it's on the same wire. So we no longer need to have racks and racks of equipment. So once again, just kind of touching on the highlights, you get improved performance, enhanced security, simplified management, flexibility, and cost savings with VLANs. And not to mention, VLANs are essential to modern network design, and everyone is using them. Service providers, enterprises, and whatever you want to break enterprises down into, whether it's banking, casinos, education, government, and if you have equipment that can do VLANs and somebody tells you that just because you've got 3 phones that you don't have to create a voice VLAN, I don't believe that that's always necessarily true, right? So our belief is if you have the equipment, it doesn't take us much longer to set up a VLAN and apply those policies. I mean, you're talking just minutes, not hours, depending on the size of the network, right? If you've got a network that's got 2 24-port switches and we want to set this up it's really not that much longer to do it. So you should do it because it is best practice to use VLANs for network design. If you've got any more questions about VLANs that I didn't cover here, make sure you put those down in the comments. And if you found this video informative and you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please comment and share. Please follow me on Twitter and TikTok. Those links are down below, along with all of our affiliate links if you'd like to support the channel, our Patreon link, and if you need IT consulting to talk about your network, if you've got a flat network and you want to redo it, and you want to implement VLANs to make things more efficient, go to williehowe.com, click Hire Us or Contact Us, fill that form out, and someone will be in touch with you as soon as possible. This is something that we run into all the time, where we'll go in and somebody will have a /22 subnet, and there's no real design theory or structure why it was that way. Somebody just chose a /22 because maybe they didn't think about it, they didn't know. And we're not here to judge those folks. What we're here to do is help you fix your network. So if you've got this problem and you need it fixed, make sure you reach out. Once again, I'm Willie. I want to thank you for being here. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.